Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This month I'm doing a minimalist piece for Nate's Art Lab collab. I have sped everything up because even though this didn't take a ton of time to produce, um, there's there's a lot going on here. So what I'm doing is I am putting very liquid or diluted acrylic paint into some water on this canvas. And then I'm just moving my canvas around to make designs and then using my finger to kind of direct where I want that paint to go. So the color I used is my absolute favorite color. It is a phthalo blue mixed with a little burnt sienna. That is the only color that I used in this piece, other than I did use a little bit of titanium white that you'll see towards the end of this. Here I'm using a color shaper to just kind of direct that water and paint. And I actually spent a lot of time watching several different artists, and I'll link to their info in the description um, so you can kind of check out where I got my inspiration. But this yeah, this was a super crazy process, and I I actually stretched my own canvas. I used and it was raw canvas. I then used a clear gesso. On this particular piece, I actually did not use, this is my test piece, and it turned out actually so well that I decided to use this today. Um, and so I'm excited to try something on the bigger canvas that I stretched myself. This canvas is just a cheapy, probably a level one artist loft or something of that nature. And it's, gosh, I think it's only 9 by 12. So it's not huge. Um, but all I did to make it so that I could get the paint to adhere properly is I just barely sanded with like a 320 grit sandpaper, just lightly over the top, and that just made everything work. If you try and do it without the sanding or on just a raw canvas without gesso, the water just kind of pulls up and rolls off and doesn't absorb properly onto the canvas. What you can see here is the lines that the pigment is making as it sits on, as the paint sits on the canvas. And it, honestly, how this ever turned out the way it did, I'll never know. But it was so much fun playing with it, and you can kind of see how just bringing that water down. And I think this whole video is sped up between 2 and 10 times speed. So just keep that in mind. This is a super slow process, but because the paint is so thin, it dries quite quickly. Uh, and then there's multiple layers. So this was done over several days. Right now, I'm just kind of doing this base, trying to figure out what I want to be making. And I have no plan at this point. I will let you know that I did about 87 different minimalist type projects this month. And yeah, everything was kind of chaos. And this one actually I'm happy with. So I am going to put on some music that, yeah, you'll see here in a second. And I'll catch you at the end. Here's the finished piece, and like I said, I couldn't be happier with it. Um, I'm actually looking forward to getting this framed and probably varnished. It'll need some sort of protectant. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you learned anything or saw anything you wanted to try yourself. Hope you have a marvelous rest of your day and just stay true to yourself and take back your time for you.